So the first game we got on our list here for this episode is When I Dream.
Designed by Chris Darsaklis, artist, there's 20 of them, look them up, and published by Repos Productions.
All right, run us through it, Eric. Give us a brief summary of how this game plays.
All right, so this game is for 4 to 10 players. It's a party game. You're going to play rounds equal to the number of players in the game. Everybody's going to take a turn as the dreamer. You're going to get a blindfold. You're going to put it on. Everybody else is going to get a random card. They're either going to be a fairy, they're going to be a boogeyman, or they're going to be a sandman. And as the person that is dreaming, they're going to have 2 minutes to guess as many cards as they can. Going around the table, everybody has to give a clue to that word, and you're going to give different clues depending on who you are. If you're the fairy, you want them to get the answer correct. You're going to give them a good clue. If you are the boogeyman, you want to maybe not give them the best answer. You want to kind of drive them off a little bit, but not too much, because if you are off the wall, they're going to know you're the boogeyman. They're going to start ignoring your clues. And then if you're the sandman, you kind of want those piles to stay about even. Those that are guessed correctly and those that are guessed incorrectly. After 2 minutes going through these cards, you're going to put them in piles. It's going to keep on going around, and you only have one guess, whether you're correct or not, and you're not told if you're correct or not. It's going to go into a correct pile or an incorrect pile. After the 2 minutes, you're going to recollect your thoughts and try to come up with a dream incorporating all the answers that you've been given or that you guessed. So in other words, if there was a monkey that you guessed and a meatball, you're like, well, I had a dream there was a mean monkey and he stole my meatball, and on and on. So after that, you're going to go to scoring. And how score works is the fairy is going to get 1 point for every correct guess. The boogeyman is going to get 1 point for every incorrect guess. And the sandman is going to get the most points for getting those 2 piles as equal as possible. The dreamer is going to get a point for everyone that they correctly guessed. And they also get a bonus for recreating that dream and incorporating all the correct ones into their dream. You play that, as many times as you have players. Whoever has the most points wins the game.
Cool. So, I thought it was fun, but I have some problems with the game.
Well, I think I know what one problem that that you might have. So, we played it, and I think it is in the rules that all your points are kind of in front of you. Is that what you're kind of referencing?
Well, yes and no, I guess. Yes, because alright, so it's a party game. Obviously, It's more about the experience than it is the gameplay. But it gets to the point where I can't win because I can't, even if I got enough points, I can't beat the person.
That's in the last round.
Right. Because
you could kind of point count and know that you're not going to win.
Yeah, because say they're like 3 or 4, or what's the bonus for getting all your dreams right?
I
2?
believe it's 2. Right.
Yeah, so say they're 3 points ahead of you and they get the fairy, which means they get points for getting your guesses right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win at all.
Right, because you're gonna stay the same amount of points. You're gonna get 1 point for everyone who guessed correctly, and they are too.
Yeah,
right.
and even if you get your dream totally right, which actually gets harder and harder the more guesses that you do.
Correct.
Which I think it's like more of a catch-up mechanism, because if somebody's not doing good, they can at least get the 2 points from maybe including the 1 or 2 cards they've got.
Mm-hmm.
But it still might be bad if they guessed too many times and got wrong ones, because they might be thinking they're right. You're
always going to think you're right, or you have one pass that you can you don't know what it is, you can pass on one card.
Yeah. So I didn't like that. If the victory points are hidden, it still is kind of meh on that aspect. Although it is a good game, like fun as in playing it, but that one thing just disappoints me from a mechanical standpoint.
Yeah, and that's easily fixed just by hiding your points.
I mean, that's true, yeah, because you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing I did not like is, oh man, I totally just drew a blank. I had it in my head.
Oh.
Tell me something, Eric.
Well, I'll tell you a couple things I did like. I like the artwork a lot. I mean, it was kind of above and beyond what is kind of needed in this game.
It's like Dixit style artwork.
Well, yeah, to some sorts. But a lot of times, every card has two things on it. On one, the top or the bottom, and the artwork kind of incorporates both things.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice, and it comes with a pretty big stack of cards.
Yeah, it's a pretty big, and they're double-sided.
Right.
So really get 4 words per card, 2 on each side, and the graphic is made up of 2 of those words.
That's why there was 20 artists.
Totally,
yeah, exactly.
Totally unneeded, but it does add to it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good display. The thing I was saying is, all right, so the other thing I don't like about the game, and then I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff I like about the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing I don't like is that I don't know if it's even necessary to have a traitor type of guy. Like it is, but
the boogeyman type.
Right,
mm-hmm.
There's no way that you're going to know if they're lying. I mean, unless you're just dumb. Like somebody's like shoe, foot, brown, leather.
Well, it also
squirrel. Well, actually, that one probably
Right.
could actually match. Or they're like, they just say something outlandish like mountain.
Right, and that's kind of the point too. You're not supposed to kind of go outlandish and give yourself away.
Yeah, but I mean, my point is,
So you kind of want to, and you only have 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. I forgot exactly the time frame.
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5 seconds to come up with a guess to give them, not guess, but a clue to give them.
Well, all I was saying is the dreamer is too busy focusing on words coming at. So unless it just sounds absolutely dumb,
Mm-hmm.
like really, come on, like you're being actually kind of stupid now.
Mm-hmm.
It's very likely that they might misinterpret you as saying something. Like for instance,
And that's
everything
happened before.
Well,
Yeah.
look, everything I just said, I was talking about boots,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's why I said shoe, brown, leather, squirrel. I mean, maybe they're made of squirrel fur.
Right.
A mountain. Maybe they're mountain boots, but they would literally have to say, Tesla, or something that just does not make sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, it's like, I don't know how much that. I guess it's neat because if everybody was telling you all the good stuff, but
Right, and then that would be possibly too easy.
there's no way. If they added a way, I guess this is what I was trying to get at. There's no way to deduce who's telling you wrong information, but it would be cool at the end of the round after you recollect your dreams if you can say you and you are bad guys, and you would negate their points
Or something, right?
Yeah, so
Sure.
it forces them to actually be clever with their words, but not be so just silly about it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Which, like I said, it does incentivize you not to be overly silly about it.
Well, only how's it incentive?
Because if we're talking about, foot, shoe or brown or whatever, and someone says Tesla, we're like, well, that's kind of weird. And it just keeps on going around.
That's true. I guess if you're playing like 3 or 4 players, though, but if you're playing like 6 and 7, there's no way, unless you're just like a champion When I Dream player, that you're going to pay that much attention, because it literally is word, 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 word.
And if you
word.
if you do play with people that I know who told me that word.
That's
It's
true.
like that came from Tim. That came from Melissa. That one's from George. So I was like, oh, George's is kind of weird. It goes around again. George tells me another weird thing. I'm like, all right. Granted, you don't have a lot of time to use that information. You only have 2 minutes, and you're trying to go through as many cards as you can.
Yeah.
So, it's not all that helpful knowing that. It is helpful, but, you don't get to use that for a long time period.
Well, anyway, I just thought that was it would be neat to have some sort of mechanism to where you can call out the bad
people.
guys. Yeah, because then you're like, why are you giving me information? You're the bad guy. Because it gives you an incentive as the dreamer, not that you need anything else to do, because it is kind of difficult already to start thinking about this stuff. But it would give you a cool aspect to call people out and get bonus points for it, because it means that you're really paying attention and putting those clues together really well. I think that would be cool. Anyway, everything else, the components, they're great. The artwork's great. The little bed is great.
Yeah. So
it's fun.
I would say, for a party game, I rank it pretty high. What you want from a party game is easy to teach. It got that good components, brings people in, and it's fun. So, and one of my favorite parts about it as well is kind of recollecting your thoughts and coming up with a dream. So people come up with the randomest cool dreams because you have to, incorporate all these random items and things into your dream. So
what was the point? There was no like.
It's a tiebreaker.
It's a tiebreaker. That's what it was.
So whoever has, if it's a tie at the end, whoever had the best dream or best story, that's a tiebreaker.
Maybe we should play this on the podcast because it would work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need anything else.
No. It kind of reminds me similar to.
We need 4 though.
Do you have to have 4?
Well, that's what it's made
4
for.
to 10.
4 to 10.
Oh, well, that's lame. When Before There Were Stars.
Mhm.
Before There Were Stars has that one thing that you can give out at the end to say, I
Yeah,
really
oh,
like
yeah,
this
like your
epic
story.
moment.
Mhm.
Right.
I think everybody should have like 2 points they can give away at the end
Mm-hmm.
for the person whose story they like the most.
Sure.
Or 1 point, or
Yeah.
whatever. I think that would be neat.
Mm-hmm.
Neat little expansions. Anyway, Matt, did you check this one out at all?
I was kind of disappointed I didn't get a chance to play this one. I've been kind of wanting to play this, and I got excited when what is this George? George have this?
No, I have it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime.
Yeah.
George does have it as well. He has
I think
the first edition.
Okay, so I thought he mentioned bringing it sometime.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I got excited just knowing he had it, I didn't know Eric had it, so I guess I would like to play it sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I like word games. It sounded like a lot of fun. I thought it would be a little bit more, I guess, involved with the boogeyman and all that stuff. I guess it's not quite. I guess you're just literally just saying whatever and
Yeah.
and it's just words thrown at you and you guess. So,
Mhm.
but
Pretty much, yeah.
I'd still would like to try it because I've been kind of excited about that game for a couple years.
I would say probably use a digital timer.
Not the sand timer. No one's paying attention
The
to
sand
that.
timer and that. Well, besides being a sand timer
These
and
game companies need to save
Yeah.
money and quit putting
Yeah,
sand
put that-
timers.
don't even put that in there. Besides that fact of it, the sand timer in it wasn't the best. It was kind of wobbly, and it didn't really want to stay up.
That's fair.
So that was the only bad component that I've seen in it. But other than that, the component quality was pretty nice.
Yeah, I agree. I like the component quality, and except for the insert didn't make any sense. Maybe we don't know how to use it,
Oh,
but it seems like there's places to put things that
Mhm.
do not stay there. But you know what I'm talking about? Isn't that
Yeah.
right?
a little bit. There's one spot on the top.
Right,
Yeah,
where
that-
the bed frame, the bed headboard goes,
Right.
but it doesn't stay flush there or anywhere near it, so all the tokens that are supposed to go there fall out.
Beneath it. Right.
Yeah, I guess maybe if the game company or designers thought that no one on their right mind would ever stand a board game up.
Mm-hmm.
The two, we're talking about our top 5 pet peeves in this episode, but two things that I think game designers should stop assuming is that people don't sleeve their cards or stand their games upright.
Right.
Stop it. Well, anyway, that's any final thoughts when I dream. Good game.
Yes. Excellent
I
game.
sounded
I like
negative
it.
in the beginning. I'm saying the game is great. It's just there is two things that I was
Not.
pointing out. Not necessarily that I hated it.
Yeah. Highly recommended for me anyway. As a party game.
Yes, agreed. So that is When I Dream.